The man who shows up once in a while.
You decided to have power.
Because he represents none other than the GOK.
This is a government of Kenya.
Yes.
And is ready to bite a bullet.
Deputy spokesperson.
Yeah.
Government of Kenya. That's a huge title.
Ahala.
That's a huge title.
Yeah.
We go back many years with Gabriel Muthuma.
Tell him, bro.
Many years.
Yeah. You grew up together? You schooled together?
In America.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So we people who never go out of this country, man,
yes.
to go study abroad.
Yes.
Or you make of us, man.
No, Mukasa. Mr. Jolly.
No, Gabriel, don't bring, Jeff, when you and I were in the US, that is called discrimination.
It's just the truth. It's
discrimination.
You start by getting a passport. Passports were taking ages. Now, bro. 14 days max. I'm telling you, your friend got a passport in 7 days.
Who?
I know people who are getting their passports in 3 days.
Who?
Labor, the guys who are going for labor
jobs.
Some
7 days,
some less. It's called efficiency.
So that printer worked.
It worked. The new printer worked.
But
the new, the new guys
Gabriel,
who are now at Nyayo House, the corruption that was there was dealt with. Nowadays you don't find those crazy guys, brokers who are running around the corridors. It's all clean.
Smooth.
It's all clean. There was a time we were doing nearly 8,000 passports a day. Now we're actually calling people to go collect their passports. I told somebody, I'm serious. Before you say cut and a half, guess what will happen in this country? We shall be hawking passports in schools.
Like chapatis.
Like chapatis.
I told you. That's where we are heading. Efficiency.
How do you pay yourself kupewa say passports watoke Kenya waende Mayolo, and yet the residents are wanna ID?
No. IDs are there. Have you heard of late somebody saying Nilienda nikanyemo ID? By the way, those are now bygones. We have built a system whose second name is efficacy. Trust me.
No, health is your greatest wealth. Lakini sasa anasema ati efficacy upande wa kuissue ID so that we can import our talents, our skills, our proficiency and everything of that sort.
Dude,
locally tuna suffer. Kwa nini hakuna efficacy kwa health system?
Ugunza, let me tell you, before I'll talk about SHA in a for the longest people have been saying, it's like we are pushing guys abroad. That's not it. By the way, do you know
that
people have traveled out of this country for the longest? When we were growing up, people are still going to Saudi.
Jeff and
growing
you.
up. No, not just Jeff and I know so many people who have been there. People are still going to Dubai. People are going to the US. People are going to Australia, to Europe. It's always been there. So what the government did, they just put something we call the motaratara. In a way, people used to go and say, a friend of mine left. I don't know where they went. I don't know what happened to them. Now, there's a way you can track how people are traveling. And when governments are talking to governments, because back in the day, something would happen. You don't know where this person is. You don't know whether they got sick. You don't know whether they died. Now there's a system that tells you where these people are. The government is also looking into some of the contracts. They go in and negotiate so that you get good deals. We have seen what some of these agents are capable of doing.
Capable in terms of positivity or negativity?
No, negativity. You have good agents.
And bad agents.
And you have bad agents.
Gabriel, there's 250,000 Kenyans in Saudi.
And we need
Saudi alone.
And how many Kenyans are in the US? How many Kenyans are in Dubai? How many Kenyans are in Qatar? Sometimes, Igunza, we take this as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Because they're sending money home?
It is a good thing.
Because they're sending money home?
That is one. All right? Number two, we also have to accept that things are not the way they were 20 years ago, Igunza.
Meaning?
Our population, truth be said, our population has grown
exponentially.
That's the truth.
But job opportunities have been shrinking.
Correct. And by the way, this is not a Kenyan problem alone. So as we are struggling to say, let us create jobs at home, yes, if people find a place where they can go and eke a living. Why would you find that to be a disadvantage? We need to give them all the support they require to go and eke a living outside.
As long as they're not treated like slaves.
Exactly. But they are also helping in shaping our society, whether we like it or not. I know so many people who are now coming, some who are in China, and they have brought back knowledge, bro. You cannot even believe it. Whether you look at it in medicine, in agriculture, or in construction, guys who are in China, people who've been in Japan, they are coming here and doing wonders. And you know, that's why when you see or when you hear our CS, Muthuma, saying that let's start looking at this as brain gain. You know, for the longest we've called it brain drain. Now let's look at it that way. People go out there with how the world is moving, and when they come back, my friend, they are bringing something worth of great relevance.
And that makes you proud.
You know,
they have to go outside to gain knowledge and expertise so that they can bring it back home.
I reminded somebody when we were going to school, Jeff and I, and many other Kenyans, millions of other Kenyans, when we were going to uni. Are you saying there were no local universities that would have absorbed us? No. You know? So you can't say that, you know, we should all stick at home. No. That is for reasoning. No.
But
the world is a village.
Why are they going outside?
Let people move.
Why are they going outside?
You know, I've had people say, because of lack of jobs. That could be it. But that does not necessarily mean there's nothing being done at home. At some point, we need to have a unified country. Now, whether you're calling these handshakes or not, we got to a situation whereby we had to speak with one another to get ahead. There was a time that this country was so divided. And we've come to notice, Jeff, whether we like it or not, every time we come out of an election, Kenya goes in a way. There's a lot of imbalance. We must work this out as Kenyans. We cannot continue playing with this cyclic, let me call it nonsense, after every elections. Sooner or later, what we do, Egunza, and I'm afraid to say this, but it creates a reputation capita that will trail us for the rest of our lives.
And yet, Gabriel, the president, after, well, it wasn't him, but okay, Kenya Kwanza government impeached Gachagua. Now he heads to Gachagua's neighborhood, backyard, and he's peeing all over him.
He's all
in his backyard.
No.
Come on.
The president
is that unity?
The president has gone to visit
Gachagua's backyard.
His supporters. People who voted him. He just said it. Just said it yesterday. Listen what he said. He said, you guys voted for me. You think I would forget? You think I'd forget? You think all these markets? No.
What markets?
There's a guy who has been pushing a narrative that, you know, we got betrayed, you know, and he is talking singularly about himself. All right, it's parliamentarians who did him in because of the kind of personality.
You're talking about Ricky G.
Exactly. All right. So he has been going around.
Money exchange. He has been
going around the mountain. Yes. Saying, this guy did. This guy, the president did. The president did. The president showed up.
Okay.
I think that's what he thought the president wouldn't do.
And the president
was meeting the people who
and the president claimed,
he appreciates
and
them.
He claimed that Ricky G asked for what?
10 billion.
The 10 billion. The man wanted 10 billion. What are the? And I believe 100%. This is the oldest trick in the book.
What does 10 billion look like?
It's a lot of money. But this is the oldest trick in the book. Knowing the guy, this is what he did. And I can tell you without fear of contradiction. What he did was, he went around, rabble-roused, used agencies. You saw how he was behaving. The president is issuing a statement at State House. The guy is in Mombasa doing the counter, you know, opposite. So he goes around, rabble rouses, and then comes the president, you know what, for us to keep this noise down, give me 10 billion. The guy wants to go, really, and extinguish the same fire that he's the one who started. The oldest trick in the book, and he's asking for 10 billion.
So are you sure he did ask for 10 billion?
Of course, I'm sure. I called him Mr. 5. I knew he got 5 votes against 27. So I called him Mr. 5. But anyway, that's besides the point. The thing is, he had a president really who supported him.
And then?
The guy was fighting everybody. You heard what the president said. From the word go, off the deck, he was fighting everybody.
And he made people what? Kneel down? Is that true? All those stories? Are those stories real?
Yeah. The Wango Amakeri man. But anyway, like I'm saying, I think he had a president who really supported him. Contrary to what many people thought, the president stood with him.
He did not.
He did.
Not.
And I think the president said himself, Rigiji has not come out to counter that. And I can tell you, I know many people who had a problem with him, including MPs. You would hear them complain. And all of a sudden, one guy just decided to switch off his phone. He goes to the mountain, he goes to Presidio for how many days? You're the second in command, really. Mandula alipigwa ndaye. Kama ile yako, kama ile ya Jeff. Ile ya Jeff. G-Wagon. Na sile nikuemea kwa engineer Suzuki. Alipigwa Origi. Akapigwa Keja Runda. Akatoka hapo, ni business gani unataka? Akapigwa. By the way, ministries that guy was given. Yeah? PSs that guy was given. Akatolewa hapo, akamwambia, listen, I am giving you the thing that you have been saying has been ailing, because we went to the county economic forums. Akamwambia, these are the things that are ailing your people. Coffee, milk, and tea, they are under you.
Akapatiwa
zote. G-Wagon.
Wacha.
KDS.
Wongo.
Hey. They are under you. Deal now, watu. Straighten up. I'm giving you all the support that you need in that industry. Bro, nakwambia, uwe alifail.
So nataka kuna blanda Orezo alishaipiga. Orezo alikuwa anaweza kaka kwa White Horse.
Umepatwa zile vitu, things that have been ailing your local. Milk, coffee, and tea. For the longest, you people have been barabara za mau. The president said, goes to China, gets a loan of 35 billion. 15 of that goes to Mlima Kenya. Alafu bado huyo dema anakupatia kasheshe. Let me tell you, the president did what any self-respecting leader could do.
Okay, but the other thing is, Rigiji was never the first choice anyway.
Your design.
Yeah, Mr. Five. And the president said, people came to me, even after they had gone, and really decided. The guy got 5 votes, Kidigi got 27. And, guys kept telling the president, by the way, Uchali anakuwaga na kuna issue. But the president stood with him and said, no. I think, allow me this time. And he apologized for it. He said, allow me because of the age. Let's put somebody who's mature. Somebody who, we can have a conversation.
Wongo.
That's what the president said.
So, 2 billion.
Akuna
2 billion.
No, Jeff. So, the president thought, jamaa, hata kama na hii tashwishi, tunaweza mjenga. He can be. So, we hope he will realize ile position atapewa. We hope he can work better with these young guys. Because the president's idea was, as we lead, as we drive the agenda, we also need to take these young people along with us and mentor them.
And then at the same time,
but our friend did not mentor them. The president said, he started fighting with them. Like the president said, you had MPs saying, it's not the president who was saying, it's members of parliament and leaders who are saying. They came complaining to the president. The president called, every time there was an issue, the president called the person and the former deputy president's name.
Yes.
The former deputy president. The former deputy president, Rigiji, he would call them. And at one point, got to a situation and told the MPs, no, I will not allow you. The MPs started fighting back. And they told the president, if you are not going along with this, shauri yako, but we'll continue with it.
Gabriel.
The president had to do what? Aushe mikono yake. After all that, amemtetea. stood up with him.
Education hii ya kubadilisha system ya universities haijakuja na unyewe, imekuja na Ruto. Mambo ya housing ya saizi ilikuwa kwa big four agenda, ikagonga mwamba venye mmetarao kwa government. Saizi imerudi. Bado wasao wanasema
hata ni something that will work perfectly in this country is SHA. And we can bet just because we have demonized SHA, just because we've demonized it does not mean that it won't work. It is working. It is
not working. It will work, but it is not working.
It is working. If there are issues that are being sorted, now we even have the toll-free hotline number. Yeah,
which is always hanging.
Which you'll find kuna mtu ana benefit out of it somehow.
Bro, let me tell you, if you want us to get into a situation whereby we will say everything is working perfectly, we will never attain that. But if you're telling me that we will get to a point where all Kenyans will actually be proud that they can walk into a health facility and get the service that they require, I can guarantee you without fear of doubt.
When will this day be?
There.
Gabriel, when will this day be?
I know people. In fact, the conversation we should be having with you, Igunza, is it sorted XYZ, and there was a problem with Mr. L. What do we need to do to sort the problem that Mr. L has? That is the conversation we should be having. But we cannot, and this is something we've been doing. We've been blanketing SHA as a system that is not working. It is wrong. It is not true. I know so many people, Jeff, who have showed me, and they have texted. And if you're to open your lines and say, guys, okay, we are going to be here the whole day. Let's hear the people who call and say SHA works. Let's call and hear people who say SHA is not working. I can guarantee you there are going to be people who will tell you that anyway, I went to hospital and SHA worked for me. That's why I'm telling you, we have to change this conversation and say, if it did not work for XYZ and it worked for ABCD, Mr. Q, right? We need to figure out, and that is why we have people today who are sitting down wanting to understand and to fix this problem
and
that
that's
we are having.
We should be celebrating KQ made a profit of what?
5 billion after over 200 and something billion worth of losses.
It is 5 billion that the government will not cough up. It is 5 billion that your grandmothers...
But 100 and plus billion that will go into the SHA system.
Bro, you see, the major problem again, look at what we are having. We are demonizing. We should be happy. We should be happy, Jeff saying, we are heading in the right direction. I told you, there will never come a time as a country, where we shall say, all of us, just wanted to celebrate Igunza. Hooray, we've made it as a country. It will never happen. Why?
But
because nations are built. No!
We can if my healthcare is taken care of, my security is taken care of, my business environment is okay,
even my stomach.
Even getting the basics. Get the basics right. We can't even get the basics right.
Bro, moving a country to a first world will never have a hooray moment, even if we arrive. It does not have a hooray moment. You know why? Because as we finish this road, we need to fix that one. It's called advancement. We will always be advancing something. And that is why the best thing we can have as a nation is being positive and having hope that tomorrow will be better than today.
How many years before the election, Gabriel? Give or take, not accurately.
About 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Na gava Orezo na campaign nini? Lini anakanga kwa ofisi wase uliza kama yatatua each part of the country every now and then. Atapiga job lini?
Good question. Kuna mahali umesikia Orezo akisema hajafanya job yoyote ile imekuwa kwa desk yake? Have you heard him say that he has missed a meeting, an important meeting that he...
So hizi raundi muendani za nini?
Bado anadu job.
Hizi raundi
bado anadu job. Orezo ashakwambia time and time again. Yes, si mtu akupika chai. Raji kwa ofisi akisoma gazeti.
Anakaa akipiga wase uongo.
Yuko ground, anafanya vizuri, anafanya kufungua miradi, kuangalia vile mambo yake ya agenda zake zimefika. Yuko kwa ofisi wakati anafaa kuwa kwa ofisi, yuko kwa meeting zile anafaa kuwa kwa hiyo meeting.
Lap sana.
Aje.
You are not a busy body.
Anapiga lap sana. Siache job uongelewe.
Unataka adu nini?
Akakofe.
Adu nini kwa ofisi?
Alainishe mambo ya taifa.
Ni nini ajalainisha?
Piga lamu kama tuko campaign.
Ni nini ajalainisha?
No, come on.
Makeja, hizi story tumekuambia, Makeja zinajengwa. Sha ndio hiyo.
Keja analikanja analitoa karibu ta 10 na kitu kwa mshande.
Yeye ni micromanager.
To be honest, I think Jeff, honestly, ukienda kwa wale wakulima sahi wanapanda na wale wakulima wote washapata vouchers sahi za fertilizer. Those guys are happy. Na wanasemaje, hii siasa tukapunguza. Tupunguze tu hii siasa kidogo. Hii chakula sahi, we are heading to a place where we are going to be food secure. Bro.
We've said that for 60 years.
Kulano alikuwa deputy president.
Bro. For the first time.
Fertilizer hii nasema fertilizer walihusika
Mejamawe.
Yes, mwenye yali appoint alihusika kuembezo gaji za Wakenya fake fertilizer.
Wacha nikuulize. Kwanza hiyo story ya fake fertilizer ni poa sana, because you know we've taken a small speck. Hiyo kitu tunasema fake fertilizer. Do you know how many bags they were? They were 5,000. Do you know out of how many? 6 million plus. That is 0.000 something. Do you see where we go? Ati fake fertilizer. Na tunaishi hapo kwa fake fertilizer. Yet you had more than 6 million farmers who got good fertilizer. Kama jamaa alienda akapiga story zake za mbulu, akaona sijui afanya nini. Already ushashikanisha gava yote, ushaingiza ati walipatia na fake fertilizer. Some crook just did something.
Waswahili walisema chema cha jiuza, kibaya cha jitembeza.